And in a wrestling match. Yeah.
What is up, everybody? This is Ray from Radar Reviews, and I'm doing a quick little video. Netflix released a film. It's like a documentary type film that was made 20 years ago. It's called Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond. The Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond pretty much refers to Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman in a film called Man on the Moon that was released about 20 years ago. Quick movie review. It's a deep, sentimental, dramatic comedy based off the life of Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman was a comedian in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. He did things very, very differently than everyone else. He actually did things to the point where he would go too far and push the boundaries of people's, well, kindness, okay? So they hired Jim Carrey about maybe, I believe, 10 to 15 years after Andy Kaufman's career ended, per se. If you haven't seen the movie, sorry for the shaky cam. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to ruin the movie for you. But check it out, Man on the Moon. Good movie. But this is a documentary about the making of the movie and how Jim Carrey actually became Andy Kaufman and became the other character called Tony Clifton that Andy kind of somewhat portrayed, but then he didn't because he always denied it. Anyway, the documentary of Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond is a great look into a Methodist actor's way of taking over the character, or really the character taking over the Methodist actor, and like almost like duplicating this person, or like cloning him and how he acts and all his mannerisms. And Jim Carrey is one of those actors that he's actually like one of those greater actors. So for that to be portrayed in a documentary behind the scenes of the making of the movie, Jim Carrey never came out of character. They filmed this, I think, for about 3 to 6 months, and apparently Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman the entire time, or he Tony Clifton the entire time. So that's Jim Carrey is acting like this and acting like that, and they're interviewing Jim Carrey today in 2017 while showing the footage from 1997, and they keep going back and forth on his philosophies and how he was back then to how he is now, and how he played the role and the character, how it consumed him, and how it kind of overtook his real life and everything. And it's a very interesting take. It's a very interesting watch. It's about an hour and a half. It's on Netflix right now. Check it out. And the thing is that Jim Carrey was kind of a dick. I mean, you have respect for him for his career, his talent, everything, but he was kind of a dick. Just like kind of saying the things that he was saying, everything. He kind of like stop being an asshole. But then if you think about it, if you knew the Andy Kaufman's career, or I know a little bit about it, and you knew how he acted in those times, then he was actually portraying the character extremely well, like right on point. I mean, he won the Golden Globe for the movie, so obviously he did a great acting job. But yeah, check out the documentary. It's called Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond. Jim Carrey's kind of a dick. But I guess so is Andy Kaufman and Tony Clifton. So yeah, check it out on Netflix. This is Radar Reviews. Peace.